Hi, everyone. Welcome to this music preview for an upcoming performance that is part of the Note for Note concert series here at Highland Park Public Library. I'm Juan Reyes, and today I'm with Stephanie and Andrea, group leaders of La Tosca Chicago. Stephanie, Andrea, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
So we have a few questions for you, and to get started, tell us a little bit about La Tosca Chicago. What inspired you to play together?
Yeah, when I started the band, it was here in Chicago, like 8 or 9 years ago. I didn't know Stephanie at the time, and I started with another Mexican friend that gave the name to the band. I started because I feel I was really having a sensation of nostalgia for my country. So I started to play the Italian music that I know from my grandparents because in a way I was unable to come back for a long time. So that's why I was a kind of like an old style immigrant that is reaching the destination of a new place, but it's unable to come back. So probably for this nostalgia, I really gave a push for having a musical project going on.
If you are watching this preview, make sure you mark your calendars for Saturday, September 21st at 2 p.m. here at the Highland Park Library. That's when the live performance will take place. Are there any instruments? Are there any specific things that you use during your performance that maybe are untraditional to like regular music?
It's not so much that they're not traditional, they're more forgotten, I would say. So Andrea plays accordion and he sings in the band. Of course, the accordion is a much more unusual instrument. It used to be so popular. There were so many accordions everywhere, everyone, because it was kind of a portable organ or portable keyboard, right? Very convenient instrument. You can play amazing harmonies, melodies. You can do very complex things. You can play repertoire from Bach to like the most modern jazz or pop or how do you call it, like country style. You can do anything on the accordion, except that the object itself is heavy and it has been a little bit forgotten. On my hand, I play violin, and during COVID, I learned to play the mandolin. And the mandolin, I would say, is more unusual, but it's very traditional to Italian music. When we think of different regions of Italy that use mandolin, it would be Sicily, and it has like this very particular crisp sound. I compare it to a green apple. It is so refreshing in the repertoire that we used to play even before COVID, before I learned mandolin. It made a huge difference when I started goofing with that instrument, and then it became serious. And so those are two instruments we really like to show people, showcase.
Yeah, and the instrument themselves also have an interesting history. The instrument that we are going to play, because for example, the accordion, it's an Italian accordion made by Italian immigrants in Chicago in the 50s. The mandolin is a Russian mandolin used in the army, like in the 40s. And the violin that she's going to play is a violin that comes from Germany. Both
South Germany. We don't know if it's South Germany or Northern Italy.
From the 1700s, that we bought in Mont Prospect by a Czech immigrants that were performing with that in Cicero, that it's where we live right now. So it's like also an interesting.
So it's pretty complicated,
yeah,
but
the
instruments themselves have traveled quite a bit, and even I'm gonna push the information further. In one of the instrument cases, in the violin instrument case, we found a picture of the people that used to play that violin in the 40s or 50s, with a big band.
With an orchestra here in Cicero, actually. It was the Cicero Orchestra, and he was one of the leader of the orchestra, holding this violin in the hand while the picture was taken. Yeah.
Wow,
so those are the instruments that you're gonna hear. Yeah.
Hey, like I said, another reason to be super excited for this performance. I'm sure some of our patrons would like to see those instruments up close.
Of course.
My goodness, they're so.
I can tell that I fell in love instantly with the violin when the nice gentleman who sold me the violin opened the case. When I saw the wood fibers and like the idea of the instrument was so beautiful. I recognized that it was a old instrument, and but I couldn't play it because it didn't have any strings. But I just fell in love with the wood, then I brought it to some experts who told me that it was from the early 1700s.
Wow, that's incredible. Seeing those up close, oh my goodness, I think that's going to be a hit. You will be hearing some Italian music. Did you tell me French and what other styles?
So in general, it all came from Italian music, and then we widened the interest. We will be playing French music. We like to include also some klezmer music. We like to include some Romani music that we are very, very much in love with. Sometimes we also feature some South American, Central American music as well.
Yeah, because basically, so the repertoire, it's a collection of music that was played by European immigrants when they traveled in the Americas from the 1850 to the 1940, more or less. In this almost like 100 years, you have a lot of Europeans moving from there to here, and they brought with them their styles of music. And if you were performing in an orchestra at the time, it was requested to be able to play like all of those styles of music because it was really popular to dance foxtrot, to dance mazurka, polka, waltzer, tango, milonga, all of these styles. Basically, it was all included in the 1900 history. What we try to do with the band is to rediscover this music and to perform that, because there are no other band that unfortunately do that.
And they're beautiful. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's really created the history of Europe, basically.
And could I add that the way it works in our band, and we're lucky because it's a pretty democratic band, is La Tosca is a family, and whenever like one of the musicians have an interest in one music and it kind of naturally falls under our fingers, we end up playing it and it becomes part of the repertoire. Sometimes it can even be like compositions. We have our friend Kellen Borsma that composed a beautiful, beautiful ballad that we love to feature in concerts. Our wonderful guitar player, Bolesza Kosiński, who is also of Jewish Polish descent, also likes to compose music that we love to perform. Sometimes we perform some very medieval Italian folk music. So it's our interest is also, I was classically trained, so I also have a different musical background. Our friends have a more jazz background. Andrea has more of a folk background. So the mix is pretty unique.
And that's one of the reasons why we put together this series, just to invite that diverse musical experience to our patrons. That it is really almost like the music, the universal language. No matter what background you come from, I mean, it's something that brings us all together. And a lot of the pieces kind of like are almost part of each individual genre in a different way. So,
exactly.
Now,
in one of the questions that you were asking, if I can anticipate that, you were asking what you wish for the audience to be
right, and that's a good segue, right? So, what do you hope the audience takes away from this type of performance?
Travel through all of those places where this music was created. We hope to drag them in the place where this music is coming from by the experience of listening to that, of the performance. So we hope to take people somewhere else that is not the library, but it's where this music was performed. Basically, that's our guess with our performance.
Yeah,
to take you somewhere else.
Yeah, it's going to be a musical journey, that's for sure. So
yeah, exactly.
Musical journey, but it's funny you mentioned places, and I will mention time. I love the idea that our band focuses on traveling. For me, is the ultimate freedom, and if you can't do it physically, you can do it in your mind, and in your mind you can travel both in space and time, and that's what I love. We can go in the 1400s, we can go in the 1800s, we can go in the 20th century, but we are also living now in 2024, and we love to give our twist, and we try to also sometimes push things forward and not only backward. So we also use some pedals that create new sounds.
Once again, it's going to be a great performance. So again, if you're watching this, please mark your calendars. Saturday, September 21st, 2 p.m. here at the library. La Tosca Chicago will be performing, so definitely mark them on your calendars. And as a final question for those fans or people who will want to know more about your band, how can they stay in contact, or how can they stay updated with those music news from your group?
So we have a wonderful website designed by Andrea Falcone.
Multi-talented, musician,
He's
web
a photographer
developer.
also. He's very artistically talented in all areas of art. The website is called latoscachicago.com, and there is a calendar section, but you can also watch some videos from previous performances. You can see the next performances. For example, we have a very exciting performance 1 week after the library. We are playing for the World Music Festival at Chop Shop on Saturday, September 28th, and that's going to be at 9 p.m. or 9:30. I'm going to say that this concert is going to be special because we're going to have the pretty big version of the band. 8 people, a brass section. We're going to try to be very heavy.
It's going to be really interesting.
We'll include that link on the as part of the description so that people can easily find it. And now, besides this performance, again, for those of you watching, if you would like to know more about the rest of the series, you can find that information on the library's website at hplibrary.org. And once you get there, you can go to the menu that says programs and events, and you'll see a link to the note for note concert series that will have all the information for the rest of the performances. We'd like to thank you again, Stephanie and Andrea, for taking the time to share this preview, just get everybody excited about the program. And we can't wait, just a few weeks away. It's going to be an amazing time. And again, as a reminder, the time will be on Saturday, September 21st at 2 p.m. here at the Highland Park Public Library. So thank you so much for joining us. Andrea and Stephanie, anything else you would like to add?
No, hopefully see you there. Yes,
come
as many, invite the friends, because it's going to be a nice concert. So we're really grateful to be able to perform at your library.
Thank you to the Highland Park Library.
So here we are.
Of course. So we'll see you there, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a good one.